Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. I am Lord Forwind, here playing as the exiled Kingdom of the Netherlands, who actually, despite being exiled, is contributing quite a bit to the war. We pretty much recaptured East Africa. So it's on to Egypt now. Hopefully we can retake Cairo in this region fairly soon. Reopen the Suez, that should help quite a bit. The Soviets are going to fall soon, unfortunately, but other than that, Africa has almost been retaken, or at least southern Africa. Japanese still control Indonesia in this whole area, and there's not much I can do about that. I'm trying to raid Japanese convoys in these areas, and it seems to be helping a little bit. But the Philippines are going to fall soon, and then who knows what's going to happen. Anyhow, here we go. Okay, this area has been recaptured, or will be momentarily. Okay, time to adjust our army orders. So first things first, refortify there. Next order I think will be, let's say to there, and then we'll deploy them. We're going to have to survive quite an Italian counterattack, but so long as the Germans don't arrive, we've got a good shot at holding. Oh, these guys have recapitulated. Nice. Then Kunko up here keeps, Kuko, or however you say it, keeps capitulating, then being liberated, then capitulating again, and back and forth. It's getting to be quite entertaining to watch. Anyhow, China seems to be at least deploying more troops now, so that's good news. We are, of course, still fabricating a coup up here in inside Italy. So there's at least that. Tempted to start to fabricate one in Yugoslavia, to be honest. We still have the guns, so maybe let's try one against Yugos. Oh, they're already non-aligned. That's a bit annoying. I could stage a crow against Germany, but it would have no support. Oh well. At least we're gonna fight here in Egypt for quite a while. Gonna shift to a slightly more cautious battle plan, actually. See, this is annoying. This says they have to win within a year, and it's been a couple years, and they still have this huge bonus versus China. It's rather frustrating. Shame there's no airport in this region to deploy planes to, except in Cairo. On the other hand, it looks like they'll finally kick out nationalist Spain from this area. Although they have been losing ground there. At least one thing we can say is Venezuela and Iceland haven't been recaptured by the Axis. Although there's a bit of a fight going on the Malay Peninsula. Philippines are gone. Okay, well, at least China's researching construction battalions, which I wish they had done earlier, because that will give them some ridiculous level of entrenchment versus Japan. It should help quite a bit on defense. They still have to win offense, though. We desperately need the U.S. to field more divisions. Still, a lot of their divisions are noticeably kept in their homeland, which is good. But we need them to actually push a bit. They keep losing like half their armies trying to invade Europe and failing. It's really disgusting. What's sad is right here, it's only Romania's troops on the field. There is actually almost no German divisions, and they're still beating the Soviets. It's very sad. Oh, that's too bad. My Indies are entirely gone, which makes sense because they were not putting up any bit of a fight at all. Still, they held out for quite a while, so you got to be impressed. At least one small thing we got going for us is my fleet is still capable of fighting Japan's despite being 7-8 years out of date. You know, it would be really interesting if they could tell you which theaters of the war had the most casualties or least casualties. It'd be very interesting to see if, for example, the Germans trying to defend Vichy France's lands here are costing them more casualties, percent casualties, than, say, fighting in Russia. Okay, I guess my fleet actually can't really fight Japan's because they are getting clobbered here. I was hoping they could fight, but it doesn't look like it. We have a ridiculous level of attack, though. No defense. I don't know, I think I might, maybe you should try sending some guns to the US. I'm just thinking, we have such a massive surplus of guns, and they've got manpower. Maybe I should send them the supply. I'll send them like 15% of our monthly production. I don't really know where else to send it. I suppose I could spend some to the British, but that won't help either. Looks like China is pushing back Japan again for a little while, but I suspect that'll change when Japan actually redeploys its troops to fight them. On the other hand, we've actually made some progress up here versus Italy. Let's just put on normal advance. There we go. That way my troops will actually occupy land now, rather than being so timid. For some reason, it doesn't look like Italy's really putting up much of defense anymore. It's a bit dumb. Cairo is a pretty valuable region. It would be really nice if the British would actually deploy these troops sometimes to help rather than just holding the line, but I suppose it does help, allows me to go on offense. One of the key things I'm going to have to do is divert some troops to go occupy Syria as well. Well, we're appointing, the Kaiser died, so now we're appointing his son, the next Kaiser we're supporting. It's nice to know that doesn't expire as soon as the father dies. Looks like we're going to have to alter our orders a bit here, so let's see how this goes. Let's not accidentally invade Turkey. That would be bad. We'll let the British worry about West Africa for now. East Africa will be our goal. Or rather, West Asia, because this is technically Asia. Australia and New Zealand really need to do something or they're going to get wiped out here. My fleets can barely do anything. And 2 more points and the Soviets are going to capitulate. That's going to suck. We can continue construction, get some nuclear reactors going. Maybe we'll end up being the first country to use a nuclear weapon in this game. We'll see. Regardless, it looks like we are retaking the Cairo region. We'll at least get the Suez up and running again, which will be nice. Really should also research this improved infantry stuff, I'm realizing. So let's divert some stuff off to research that. That way I'm not entirely useless. Or entirely behind in tech. We'll manage to wipe out a couple Italian divisions here if we pull it off. So that'll be progress. We've really been beating up the Italians, to be honest. Back and forth. Another American landing in Spain that'll probably die. Great. Actually, 2 landings. Oh wow, they're actually putting some pressure on the Germans then. They're still going to get annihilated though, but every little bit helps. And the Soviets will fall within like 2 months, so that's gonna suck, but hey, it's what happens. The Soviets can never really survive the Germans, which is stupid. Because they did for a long time. Well, that would be Egypt recaptured. Let's just work on Syria, I guess, now. I'm going to give them really fast advancement orders, because right now there's nobody opposing them. If there are, we'll turn it back. My only hope is the British can actually bother to take this region. Somehow the Germans' population they can deploy is only getting stronger, which is kind of crazy considering they're already on adult serve. say that this pause right here is probably due to the fall of the Soviets soon. Or maybe not. The game could just be horribly lagging too. Okay, there we go. It's functioning again, so let's try this again. I'd be very happy if we could at least take over Africa, because then we can slowly starve out the Germans. I find it interesting we're down to 13,000 manpower on the field after all of this, and we're still advancing. Got to be rather careful. I could lose my entire army if I'm not careful. There we go. Soviets are dead. That is not good. It's not good at all. Ugh. Some people were liberated, though. Republic of Turkmenistan is apparently out there. Republic of Tajikistan is out. Of course, it's going to go very badly with some of the other stuff. See, this occupation area is why people sometimes take cavalry units, or at least motorized infantry units, because you can just sweep over territory, which I can't. So it's going to be very slow to occupy land despite nobody being there to fight me. And we can all slightly cower in terror of what is the German Reich right now. There's a lot of troops and a lot of factories. There's no real point in trying to train any more troops till I get more population, which I'm not going to get for quite some time. We're now going to see a massive redeployment of German troops probably to the Middle East, which is going to suck. Because guess who's the only person fighting in the Middle East, really? Me and Italy. Although the British are around, which helps.
commandant. Geef acht. Gereed, commandant. Attentie.
Oops, Free France has arrived to try and defend their lands. That's not good.
Gereed. Geef acht.
Although we can say, rather impressively, the British are doing terrible up here. They have the option to sweep all of Italy, but instead they're just going to station tons of troops here. Probably going to launch naval invasions on Italy, which I guess wouldn't be the worst thing.
Geef acht.
We'll probably go until I occupy all of Syria and then stop this episode, just because I want to get this done.
Gereed om uit te rukken.
I will say I'm very impressed that the Germans in this war have only lost 2 million casualties, and the US has already lost 4 million, 2 million directly against the Germans. I mean, true, it's taken out the Soviet contribution now, but it's still impressive for the Germans.
Opdrachten. Ja, commandant.
Oh, I didn't realize Mongolia was liberated. Interesting. And stayed communist, even stranger. Looks like China's making progress finally. At least they seem to be pushing slightly forward up north, at least. Even if they're still failing in the south. We'll see. Oh, well, maybe we will stop slightly sooner because it looks like the AIs have decided they need to defend Syria at all cost, which is kind of dumb of them, to be honest. It's not valuable land, at least at this point in time. So I guess we'll stop here, and actually no, we'll keep going a little while longer. We're still making progress, so it's not a total waste. We're gonna have to do it eventually anyway, might as well do it this episode.
Attentie. Aantreden. Gereed om uit te rukken.
I really do wonder how the British are this incompetent as to not defend against Italy.
Bevelen. Opdrachten. Attentie.
Here's the problem, the Germans have arrived. I said the Germans would be a problem, and here they already are.
Attenti. Bereit um einzurücken.
Already driving my forces back. Great. Well, time for me to lose tons of troops for no particular reason. Although the Allies have decided to send troops to me rather than taking Libya, but at least it's nice to be getting some support. Even if it does involve the Germans with their insane attack strength.
Befehlen. Opdrachten. Richten.
Hey, this guy's leveled up. He's actually a pretty good general. 5565. That's not bad. It's a shame I can't upgrade anything. By the way, I did get this achievement, Treading the Narrow Path, even though I really shouldn't have. Apparently I just got that. Even though I've totally lost control of my continental states. I'll take the achievement, but it's still really stupid. Anyhow, we're going to stop here. Got the achievement I was after pretty much the entire time. So I really... really do not understand how I got that, but I did. And there's not much particularly else I can do as the Dutch other than conquer Belgium and Luxembourg as the Netherlands. So we'll see. I mean, to be honest, in some ways I almost want to stop here because the war is going to just drag on for another like 30 episodes with no victor. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll throw up a poll or something. Anyway, see you guys all in another episode then. Bye for now.